family torn apart by secrets, betrayal, and an unimaginable tragedy. This is the heartbreaking story of a respected police officer, his pregnant wife, and the devastating consequences of a hidden affair that shattered their lives. What began as a picture-perfect family unraveled into betrayal, heartbreak, and an explosive confrontation that ended in the ultimate tragedy, a father's life cut short by his own son's hands. This story is one of love turned to anger, trust broken beyond repair, and the devastating choices that can tear families apart forever. At the heart of this story is a family that once appeared to have it all. The father, a decorated police officer, was a respected leader in his precinct, known for his dedication to work and unwavering commitment to justice. His wife, a loving and devoted partner, eagerly anticipated their second child's arrival, excited to expand their family. And together, they seemed to embody the perfect couple, admired by their tight-knit community. Their teenage son, intelligent and passionate, looked up to his father as a role model, proud of the life they had built together. On the surface, they were the ideal family, successful, happy, and loved by all. But the wall of their perfect life began to crumble when, during a routine prenatal checkup, the wife received news that would forever change her world. She had contracted HIV. The shock and disbelief were overwhelming. She had always trusted her husband completely, never once imagining that their family could be torn apart by something so devastating. The fear for her unborn child's health consumed her. How could this happen? The guilt, shame, and confusion filled her mind as she grappled with the reality of her diagnosis. She felt betrayed by the one person she had trusted most. Torn between confronting her husband and protecting her family from the impending public disgrace, she found herself in an emotional whirlwind, unsure of how to move forward. Unable to bear the weight of the secret any longer, the wife confronted her husband with the test results, demanding an explanation. At first, the officer denied everything, deflecting her accusations with defensiveness and lies. But the truth, as it often does, could not remain hidden for long. In a moment of unbearable guilt, he finally broke down, confessing to a secret relationship with a male colleague from his precinct. The shock of his admission was more than the wife could bear. She was devastated, heartbroken, and filled with anger as their marriage, once built on trust, crumbled before her eyes. Explosive arguments followed each one, deepening the emotional rift between them. The once perfect family began to unravel, and soon the community began to notice. Whispers of betrayal spread, gossip fueling the wife's humiliation as her private pain began public. One evening, the tension in the household reached its breaking point. The teenage son, unable to contain his rage any longer, confronted his father in their living room. The air was thick with unspoken anger as he demanded answers. "How could you do this to us?" he shouted, his voice trembling with a mix of pain and fury. "You betrayed Mom, you lied to us, and you've ruined our family." The father, visibly shaken, tried to calm his son down. "You don't understand," he stammered. "I made mistakes. Mistakes I regret deeply. But everything I've done for this family." His voice cracked under the weight of his own guilt, but his justification only fueled the boy's anger further. "For this family?" the boy retorted, his voice rising. "You put Mom and my baby sibling at risk. You destroyed everything. You're a hypocrite, and you don't even deserve to call yourself a father." The argument escalated. The son's emotions spiraled out of control. The mother, standing nearby, pleaded with both of them to stop. "Please, both of you, this isn't solving anything," she cried, tears streaming down her face. But her words fell on deaf ears as the shouting grew louder. In a tragic moment of blind rage, the son grabbed a heavy object, a decorative statue from a nearby shelf. His father took a step toward him, perhaps to de-escalate or to defend himself, but the boy swung the object with all his might. The room fell silent as the father collapsed to the floor, the blow to his head fatal. The mother screamed, rushing to her husband's lifeless body. "What have you done?" she sobbed, shaking her son by the shoulders. The boy stood frozen, staring at his bloodied hands and the lifeless figure of his father. "I didn't mean to," he whispered, his voice barely audible. "I didn't mean for this to happen." Panicked, the mother quickly tried to think of a way to protect her son. She cleaned the crime scene, wiping away evidence of the altercation. She instructed her son to stay quiet and changed her story when questioned by authorities, claiming her husband's death had been the result of a home accident. But the truth couldn't stay hidden for long. Small inconsistencies in her story and forensic evidence eventually led investigators to uncover the real events of that night. The son was arrested, and the mother's attempts to cover up the crime only added to the scandal that engulfed the family. As she watched her son being taken away, the mother was left to grapple with the devastating reality. Her husband was gone, her son's future was in ruins, and their family was irreparably shattered. The tragic irony of it all was that their family, once admired and envied, had been destroyed by the very secrets they sought to keep hidden. The son was later arrested and charged with manslaughter, sending shockwaves through their close community. The tragedy was impossible to ignore. The once admired family, whose reputation had been built on honor and respect, now found themselves at the center of a scandal that threatened to destroy everything. The wife, already grappling with the loss of her husband, was now faced with a new, future hope of predicting the future. She struggled to navigate the legal system while trying to protect her family from the public fallout. As the investigation into the officer's death unfolded, the police force began to uncover more details about his secret life, revealing further betrayals and hidden actions that deepened the scandal. What had once seemed like a tragic incident of family conflict now spiraled into a full-blown public disgrace, with more secrets coming to light, tearing apart what little remained of the family's reputation. This tragic story serves as a painful reminder of the destructive nature of secrets and betrayal within families. What began as hidden truths and unchecked emotions spiraled into irreversible consequences, showing just how quickly a family can fall apart when trust is broken. The loss of a father, the killing of a husband, and the heartbreak that followed could have been avoided if honesty had prevailed. Yet, amidst the wreckage, the wife remains a figure of strength. Despite the immense grief, she fights to protect her unborn child and advocate for her son's future, showing a resilience that can only come from a love too deep to abandon. In the end, this story teaches us that the consequences of betrayal are far-reaching, and unchecked emotions can lead to devastation. This tragic story is a stark reminder that betrayal and secrecy can destroy even the strongest of bonds. But ultimately, it's love, honesty, and forgiveness that hold the true power to heal.